Hello, people on the internet. You should probably be outside instead of, you reading this bullshit. Quote from Vast from the thingy. But anyway, we're going to be reading, what's it called? Homicidal Liu, and with me is...
Beam! Hey guys, what's up? We're doing Homicidal Liu. And with us...
And I am the host of the show with no name.
Yes.
Indeed. Unfortunately, Tyrone could not be with us today because he's on a spiritual journey to master the four elements so he can defeat Makuta Pterodax and Rita Repulsa.
Okay, little background. Homicidal Liu was originally in Spanish, so we put it right through Google Translate to English.
Yeah, because...
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, because through the blooper reel, you'll find out that we couldn't actually read it on Wattpad because of we had to make an account, so we've had to Google Translate the original Spanish version.
Yeah.
And really, this translation doesn't seem any better or worse than the one made by two people on Wattpad.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah, it's translated pretty well, actually, by the looks of things. I mean, as well as you can translate a piece of shit.
Yeah. It started out as merde, and now it's shit. Okay, little background. We all think that Jeff the Killer is stupid. They did a reading of Jeff the Killer and made fun of it. I did a review of Jeff the Killer and made fun of it. But believe it or not, as little as we know about Jeff the Killer, we know even less about Liu. We don't know how old he is, we don't know what he's like, we don't know for sure if he's actually Asian. All we know is that he's Liu.
Yes,
yeah.
He's Liu!
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. When I read his stuff, I'm gonna give it an American accent because that's not what we're gonna need to make fun of in this story. Like, normally, this idea could be okay. It could be a way to flesh out Liu's character, and I don't know, maybe you get one of Jeff the Killer's victims survives, and then he tries to recover. Maybe he wants to get revenge, but as time goes on, he slowly turns into Jeff the Killer. Let's watch none of that interesting stuff happen and see something that's really awful.
Yeah. So, one paragraph at a time, guys. Who wants to start the first line then? Because I honestly think we should get sort of started now.
Okay. It all started one night. A night that Jeffrey Woods completely mad and killed his parents and his beloved brother Leo Woods. Jeff stopped being the boy who was and became a soulless monster and pure desire to kill. But really he had his brother. Lou died after receiving multiple cuts and stab wounds.
Question mark.
It makes me think of like the opening to like a Soul Eater episode. But he really killed his brother. Liu died after receiving multiple cuts and stab wounds. Bada, bada, bada. Have either of you seen Soul Eater?
Yeah, I have.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, someone next. Next one.
No, survived the attack on my brother. Barely as a vile worm. What? To bleed each centimeter that ran.
That doesn't make sense.
I felt like my heart broke for the effort. However, I resisted, eager to live. Go to Jeff. What?
It's like go to sleep, please go to Jeff.
Go to Jeff, my prince.
Doctor Octagon of us.
Yeah, we'll leave Goes to Sleep, My Prince for another occasion. Yeah. Anyway, goes to Jeff Essie. Then everything went black and I fainted. Next.
It took a long time to wake up. It was in a fairly lit up, full of tubes and medicine room. Just feel my body. I could not speak, could not eat. I fed through a tube, breathing through a ventilator. He could barely make out who I was. I only heard a doctor talking to a nurse. This patient may not survive. Needs many transplants. His left lung collapsed. His heart is very delicate and his kidneys are failing. Failing is almost impossible to survive. Those words took me, hoping to survive what happened. Apparently he was supposed to be speaking that, but that wasn't made very clear because of the really poorly placed speech marks. I apologize.
Funny thing is that it just, in the original story, there's no specification as to what exactly Jeff did to Liu. It just said, go to sleep, and we're supposed to assume that Liu killed Lou by like, stabbing him. But apparently, he collapsed his lung, crushed his heart, and like dumped, I don't know, rubbing alcohol into his kidneys or something.
Go to Kip! Oh god, no.
Then came the day when I would transplants needed, and as he could not speak yet and was quite sedated, I could not express my joy at the time, so I saved it for when I recovered. The nurse greeted me. Theme, you want to be Susan? Because Susan actually is a major character.
Okay. Hey, I'm Susan! I wish you the best of luck. You're very strong. Barely. Oh, wait. Yes, okay. Barely you survived the assassination attempt. I personally wanted to take care of you because I admire your strength. I wish that you would, when you leave the hospital, ever get out. He kissed
my cheek and blushed. Susan's a man.
Oh my god, speech marks.
That's such a weird
He kissed my cheek and blushed. He could not deny it was a very beautiful girl, but did not know if he would live this.
What? I don't understand this at all.
Something about English to Spanish to English translating tenses. The tenses actually don't seem to be that mixed up, but who's actually narrating and genders do get mixed up because of the conjugation of verbs and stuff like that. I took Spanish and I just know that this is gonna suck.
Let's see. It's time. Time which would decide whether he would live or die.
Oh crap, Natalie's doing the surgery!
The doctor told me that as a young, strong, and survived a long time, was likely to survive.
Can I have another doctor, please? This one's clearly stupid.
He put his mask and went to sleep.
Doctor just put on his mask and conked out. Tell me how it goes.
But why even felt they did to me? At that moment, I felt like a cold blade that pierced me to the side of the heart. The first cut was the most painful. What, they didn't use anesthetic?
No, clearly not. Remember from Clockwork, there's no anesthetics in the hospital.
Yeah, because the pain makes it more edgy.
How much you want to bet his eyes change color by the end of this?
Then something opened my skin. The pain was more intense with each passing second. Every cut was more painful than the last, but the most painful thing... Wait, it said the most painful cut was the first one. What?
Yeah!
It started out the most pain, and then it got more most.
But the most painful thing was when they started to cut my heart out of my body and Kalima!
And full stop, period.
Yeah, that moment was just the beginning of my torture. Hours of excruciating pain. Every cut, every part of me that replaced each suture. All the pain through my body destroyed what little sanity I had left until it shattered. Your turn.
Yes. They spent days in bed, unable to move, unable to speak. Only to hear the voice of that nurse,
Susan, darling.
Susan was with me day and night, talking to me, telling me to resist. He wanted me a lot. Sorry, obviously you said about the whole gender translation. He wanted me alive. Really wanted to meet and hoped to talk to me and hear my voice. A week passed, and she came more often. Oh, Jesus.
Just go back and forth whenever you want.
Yeah.
Let's call Susan they. Isn't that what trans people prefer as their pronouns anyway?
It's more like gender fluid people, and yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into details about it because like that would just take too long.
Let's just continue with this guy.
Yeah. Read me, but one day before being able to move my body, I whispered, "And now I want you to wake up." She kissed the finished that sentence, and I began to feel my body. I managed to open my eyes, and I could admire. She wept for joy when he saw me awake.
All right. Hi, Susan. I'm Lou Woods.
She was stunned. Really? You're the brother of Jeff Woods, fangirl! Oh my god! Yeah!
Oh my god, he's so kawaii!
Super kawaii!
Desu waifu habu, whatever.
Eat my habu!
I want to have your babies, Jeffy's.
Jeffy-san! Oni-chan! He was here a while. It was really bad. I learned who went crazy and killed. I learned who went. I'm assuming that means learned he went crazy and killed his family. And rather than I learned who. How is it that you survived, Lou?
Because bullshit.
I knew that 3 days ago. Kidnapped a young and buried alive with bleaching gasoline and escaped
So
from...
clearly this means that this came out after the release of Jane the Killer, the real story. Yes, there is another one, people. Be very afraid.
No! What's with these people making shitty Jeff ripoffs? What is it like the gender bent Jeff, like freaking Jane the Killer?
Yeah,
Jane the Killer is pretty much like... I don't even know what it was, but it was terrible.
Yeah, Jane the Killer. Apparently she wants revenge on Jeff for killing her, but everyone always writes her as, "Oh, I actually want to fuck Jeff."
I wanna screw Jeff and then kill him. And then screw him again. Because this is a Serbian film all of a sudden or whatever.
Yeah. I knew that 3 days ago. Kidnapped. I already read this book, but I'll read it again. Kidnapped a young and buried alive with bleach and gasoline. Obviously, the translations are freaking terrible because Google Translate. Then it probably wasn't that good anyway to begin with. Then escaped
I'm gonna guess that if someone actually that spoke Spanish read the original Spanish one, they're gonna be like, "Wow, it's full of grammatical errors and tense swaps, and it's stupid."
Yeah. Then escaped from there, and there was not being seen, for God's sake. But at home of what remains of it, there are no more than 2 corpses. It's rumored she survived, but did not know what happened to the corpse of Jeff's brother. The corpse brother Jeff is actually how it's written.
Well, from what it looks like, this is just Susan continuing talking, even, but it's kind of confusing because it makes a new paragraph.
Oh, yeah.
Susan just keeps talking.
Yeah, see, some said it took him, but slept in the room where his brother is, where you slept. They found written in blood on the wall, "Go to sleep!"
Go to potato.
And the bath written, "Smile!" in the mirror. I very much regret the death of your parents, seriously.
Well, I regret the death of your father. Your mother deserved death.
Yeah. And as I think you want to return to that place, would you want to sleep over? Okay, I'm going to see if it continues. This is page 2.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, see, at my house for a while, when you get out of recovery. I live alone. Oh, God, sorry. I live alone with my... I live alone since my parents died in a car accident and to spare me a room.
Okay. I accepted the offer of Susan. I accepted the offer of Susan. When I live here, I want to take you to dinner, wherever you want. I just need one day to accompany me to my old house to find my clothes, but I do not think it is still there. He accepted with some fear. The following day, she visited me every day. Laughed together. We were very close, almost like we were a couple. Isn't Lou supposed to be like early, like 12, somewhere between 12 and 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, it's 14, that's basically 22 anyway, yeah. We were very close, almost like we were a couple, so I asked her to be my girlfriend. She said,
Yes, Lou, I want to be your girlfriend. I was going to ask, but did not know how. Ugh, that sounds so
I didn't
fucking
know how to
nice.
actually ask. I only speak Spanish. He approached me and we kissed. I was so happy. Things were fixing to me. I was a person who would be my new family.
I left the hospital. It was my first day out there. Susan welcomed me with open arms. As it was daylight, I told him that we were... oh, sorry.
It doesn't seem to happen to anybody else. This just seems to keep happening to Susan.
Oh, sorry, my freaking laptop decided, oh, restart your computer to finish, so I'm going to postpone that for 1 hour. So, yeah, that freaking... I hate it when that happens. Had to be today, didn't it? Let's see, where was, let's see, I left the hospital, first day there, something about, let's see, as it was daylight, I told him that we were buying my clothes to my new home, said...
Yes, but you have to bring something to protect ourselves in case your brother's still hanging around.
I replied...
Okay, a couple of butcher knives, a syringe, some painkillers, also a little emergency kiss in case you need suturing, you or me. If a glass can cause a wound that needs stitches, a bottle of water fresh from the fridge, and a can of soda if we are thirsty. Be prepared.
It's like fucking
What is that?
What is he even preparing for?
Do you know? Okay, do you actually know what suture means?
No.
The only definition that I know is suture lines, which is like, you know when you squint, things get all like flat and bright and make lines?
Yeah.
Those are suture lines.
Suture is also the proper term for, stitching, as in, like, medical sutures.
I did not know that.
But like, why the fuck would they randomly say sutures? As if anyone is gonna actually know that. I mean, I know you knew that, but not many people know that. I didn't know that. Sure didn't know that.
I don't know that. I mean, Maddie Sensei is just weird.
Well, yeah, apparently everyone thinks I'm a 12-year-old blind girl, so yeah.
But like,
That's good. You keep telling people you're a 12-year-old blind.
but like, you actually studied science.
Yes. Science!
So you wouldn't actually know that. Unless people study science, or if they just knew a lot about medical stuff, they probably wouldn't know what the fuck that even meant. I'm not sure
Okay.
if anyone else did.
Next paragraph.
Alright, who's reading this bit? Let's see. Yeah, you just read that bit. So now, is it me?
Yes.
Okay. We went to his house and picked everything you need. Plus a bag to carry my stuff. Back in my old home, he tightened his grip my arm. I said,
Not be afraid, everything will be fine.
I kissed her to calm down. I opened the door, a kick was closed. We walked in and saw that the walls of my house were full of blood, the blood of my parents. Wouldn't the police have cleaned that up by now, or
The
is
police doesn't do crap.
that...
Yeah. Well, kid, it looks like a year in juvie, even though there probably were witnesses to tell what happened.
Yeah. We found in the kitchen again. Yeah, surely this stuff would have been like taken as evidence and stuff, right? But obviously not in Jeff the Killer's universe, because
Yeah.
Yeah, where everything is
course.
about being kawaii and Dezu waifu.
yeah, and like, well, they didn't use that aesthetic, so why am I even putting any logic in this stupid story? We found in the kitchen a gallon of gas, which would have been taken as evidence, as I said. A vacuum of bleach again would have been.
A vacuum of bleach!
Yeah.
I never thought we'd meet the day when it got worse than a thing of bleach. Now you just empty out your vacuum bags and you pour bleach in them. Yeah, this is all from the aftermath of the mutilation of Jane, Arkansas.
Oh wait,
or Big Jane Lebowski, apparently.
so is this like a follow-up from Jane the Killer then?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do that one too. Crap.
Fucking hell!
Oh, well,
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
yeah.